Hi, I'm Mark, this is Mark's Tech Vlogs on YouTube, and today I'm going to bring you guys a review of the brand new leak sensor from Switchbot. Now this device has been out about a month, and Switchbot very kindly sent me one to review for you guys. That means I haven't paid for it, but what I say to every company who reaches out is if you're going to send me something to review, I'm going to make an honest review. So that's what you guys are going to get. And I've said this before, sometimes there are companies who at that point never come back to me. Switchbot are not one of them. I've been working with them for a few years now, and they are always up for honest reviews, which is fantastic, and I love their products. And I want to start off by talking about price. And there's two versions of this you can pick up. There's a version that you can see in this video, which is $17.99, or there's a version with an external sensor as well. This attaches to the main body by a cable and costs £20. On the Switchbot website, essentially the more devices you buy at once, the more you save. So you can buy bulk packs if you want to. There's also various discounts around on Amazon and also on the Switchbot website quite regularly, including a voucher code I've got below. If you do want to check out best prices, I have got links below to Switchbot and Amazon's websites, and they will go to whichever country you're in. There's also a voucher code for the Switchbot website you can use. So let's start off and talk about spec. So this device has built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, which means you don't need any external hub. And it connects to a 2.4 GHz network on your home Wi-Fi. It is IP67 water resistant, and battery life can last for up to 2 years. It takes two AAA batteries, and of course I haven't been able to test that 2-year battery life, but Switchbot from my experience always tend to underestimate their battery life. So I've got temperature sensors from Switchbot that have literally had the same battery in for 4 years. It's also compatible with some third-party services including Amazon and Google voice assistants, iFTTT and Siri shortcuts. The only one of those I use so I've been able to test is Siri shortcuts. And all this does is actually just give you the current status of a device. It can also be set up to send you emails and notifications when alerts are triggered via the Switchbot app. Alongside that, it has a built-in alarm which can be up to 100 decibels, which is pretty loud. So let's talk about setup. So setup is really easy, as with all Switchbot products, and there's two stages to it really. The first stage is to open up the back of the device and put in the batteries that are included. This is quite a stiff back to open because of that extra seal that's on the inside, and so you're going to want to make sure you get that seal back in place when you put this back together. From there, you're going to want to open the Switchbot app, hit the plus in the top right and go down to find the device. You're then going to want to follow the instructions on screen, which will include connecting it to your Wi-Fi network, giving it a name and assigning it to a room. From there, you can also set up any automations you want to. So let's talk about using this. And this is one of those devices that you want to know works, but you never want to know works. That means you're probably looking at a review like this going, well, does this actually work? So I have tested it for you. So here is some video of me testing it with a drip, or rather a flood, and then also submerging it. So as you were able to see and hear, it does actually work. And even when submerged, that alarm is certainly not as loud, but it's still pretty loud. And this is great because for me, when I haven't been testing this, I've had this in a cupboard under my sink to make sure there's no leaks down there. That means if there was to be a leak when a cupboard door was closed, I think I would still hear it. Realistically, however, the main way you're going to be notified is through the app. And that might be via a push notification or even via an email. And of course, these will come through wherever you are, even if you're not at home. Now the only third-party service I've tested this with is with Siri shortcuts, and I don't really think this is very useful. And that's because all the shortcut does is tell you the status. So if I check it right now, the status is dry. And that's not particularly useful because you can't assign the outcome of that to something like a variable in Siri shortcuts. All you can do is check it, and you're not going to be checking it all the time. And you probably don't need this anyway, because the notifications in the Switchbot app are really good. One thing that is quite interesting that I haven't been able to test is an idea Switchbot had for it on their website, and this illustrates the idea of using it with scenes really nicely. And on their website, Switchbot put across the idea that if you get the version with the external sensor that's on the cable that goes to the device, then you could have that sensor in something like a fish tank. And you could set up an automation so that when that sensor gets submerged, your smart plug attached to your fish tank pump turns off. And it's a really good idea of how you could automate this product, especially if you went for the external sensor version. For the most part, however, and for most people, probably like me, what you're going to want to do is put this somewhere where you're not going to see a leak, but you're going to want to know about it. For example, I have previously reviewed some budget tour ones, one of which I've got under my dishwasher and one of which I've got under my shower. These are places that I don't normally see because the dishwasher is built in and the shower tray has a kind of plinth on the front of it, and so that means I'm going to know about a leak even though I might not be able to see it. And it's the same for this Switchbot one. They're the sort of places you're going to be realistically putting this so you know if there is a leak there or not. While we're talking about using it, there are also a few things you can tweak in the Switchbot app. Of course, as I said, you can set up a notification so you get an email or a push notification when that leak detector detects something. You can also monitor logs for this device in the Switchbot app. Alongside that, you can also tweak the loudness and frequency of that alarm. And of course, if you do want to test that alarm, there is a physical button on the device you can press. All in all, however, what is the verdict on this water leak sensor from Switchbot? And really, Switchbot have come to a market that doesn't have a huge amount of products like this, with a really affordable, well-made product. As you've seen in this video, you can literally submerge this in water and it will still keep sounding the alarm. That option of an external cable is also great if you wanted to set up something else. Maybe a notification for if the bath overfills. It also has great battery life, and thanks to the Switchbot app, it is really easy to integrate into other Switchbot devices and get notifications. The only thing missing in my opinion is some kind of Matter support. That means if you, like me, are an Apple Home user, you're not going to see this device in your Apple Home app. At the time of recording, it's also not available in their Homebridge plugin, so you can't get it in that way. Switchbot are, however, always building on this plugin, so it might come there in the future. If you've got any questions about this device, do stick them below and I will answer those for you. If you do want to pick one up, there are links below to Amazon and Switchbot, which will go to whichever country you're in. There's also a discount code for Switchbot as well. At the time at which this video is coming out, it's also Prime Day. That means there are some extra discounts going on from Switchbot. This is across the whole product range, so make sure you do check out that link for Amazon. Those links are affiliate links, which means if you do spend something via one of those links, I will get a small cut of that, and that helps me keep this channel going and keep making videos for you guys because this isn't my full-time job. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys again soon.